Hello, and thanks for watching my channel J in Japan. Today, I would like to introduce the major universities in Japan and the trend of international students. Let's start from the major universities. Before we start, I would like to be very careful to myself when introduce this because the ranking is sometimes just a number. There might be other factors that are not reflected, and this is what sometimes actually happen even for the most prestigious institutions like Times. So, I choose to introduce by focusing on certain majors based on the threshold to get into it. For your information, Japan adopts the criteria of deviation value when entering universities. And for example, the deviation value of 65 is equivalent to top 6.5%. Normally, deviation value over 60 is regarded very high. And the reason I chose economics and business administration and engineering is just my personal taste. And please let me also remind you that there are many other good universities I could not list here. Also, I would not go through too much detail because there are many other good sources you can get to the detail, and just let me explain the overview. The universities can be largely categorized into national and private, and in terms of liberal arts of economics and business administration, the University of Tokyo, Kyoto University, and Hitotsubashi are regarded as the top. And Keio, Waseda, and Sophia are regarded as the top among the private. And regarding engineering field, University of Tokyo, Kyoto University, and Hokkaido University are regarded as the top, and Waseda University's Keio University and Tokyo University of Science are regarded as the top. Okay, let me go into a bit more regarding the national universities. There are universities called formal imperial universities, which you might hear a lot of times when you start to prepare entering Japanese universities. The imperial universities were founded by the Empire of Japan between 1886 and 1939, 7 in mainland Japan, and 1 in Korea under Japanese rule, and 1 in Taiwan under Japanese rule. And they were run by the imperial government until the end of World War II, and today the imperial universities are often described as the formal imperial universities and are viewed as some of the most prestigious in Japan. These former imperial universities are generally perceived as Japan's equivalent of the Ivy League in the United States, Golden Triangle in the United Kingdom, and the C9 League in China. And to mention the universities, those are Tokyo universities, Kyoto universities, Osaka universities, and Hokkaido universities, and Tohoku University, and Kyushu University. Okay, and here are the universities that are regarded as classy. It's not official ranking, but came from the questionnaire by around 300 students in Tokyo. And so don't take it too much seriously. By the way, the University of the Sacred Heart has been ranked #1. The undergraduate departments grant language and literature, Japanese language and literature, history, human relations, international studies, philosophy, and education courses for foreign students in Japanese language and culture. And students are expected to develop global awareness and willingness to respond to a rapidly changing world. And Sophia University was ranked #2. In 1949, Sophia University established the first English-taught program in Japan, which continues to lead the Japanese economic world in offering international programs. At the undergraduate level, the Faculty of Liberal Arts, SPSF, which shorts for Journalism, Education, Sociology, Economics, Global Studies, and the Faculty of Science and Technology offer courses entirely in English, where students are encouraged to gain a broad base of knowledge in many fields, as well as advanced knowledge in their major. Now, let's look at the trend of the number of international students. The bottom two lines show government-sponsored scholarship students, which is relatively very limited. And the pink line shows the number of students at Japanese Language Institute. And the green line shows privately financed students, which takes the most majority of the all. And if you see the disconnection in 2011, I assume this came from the big earthquake that took place in 11 March in 2011. Many foreigners went back to their home country, so if it was not disconnected, I would say huge plummet in 2011 and research like V-shape from 2012, which this graph shows. But anyway, the total number of international students hit 312,000 at 2019 and decreased after the COVID-19. Now, if you look at the breakdown of the region, Asia is the most dominant, taking 94.6% as of 2019. Other regions, mainly Europe and North America, takes up the rest of. And if you close up Asia, China is the dominant country taking up 43.6%, which is not a surprise considering its huge population. And by the way, approximately 1 million Chinese students study abroad, and around 11% choose Japan. And the second is Vietnam, taking up 22.3%. And approximately 190,000 people in Vietnam studies and abroad, and 62,000 choose Japan, which is around 32%. And honestly, this came to a huge surprise to me, considering its high number. If there is anyone from Vietnam, it's appreciated to share why. Anyway, the third one is Nepal, taking up 8.6%, and approximately 92,000 people in Nepal studies abroad, and around 26% chose Japan. And the next one is Korea, taking up 5.6%. Approximately 100,000 Koreans studies in abroad, and around 15% choose Japan. And the next one is Taiwan, taking up 2.5%. Approximately 60,000 Taiwanese studies abroad, and around 11% choose Japan. Now, let's look at the major universities in terms of accepting highest number of international students. Waseda University ranked number 1, and actually it's not surprising considering it has around 50,000 students in total. Still, it is very highly international students friendly place. And the University of Tokyo ranked number 2, and for me it was out of expectation because I felt this university is a bit conservative in terms of accepting foreigners. That's why I drilled it down a bit out of curiosity. I looked at the breakdown of it and found out that most of the international students are over graduate school. That is, master's degree, professional, or FADE, or research students, etc. And in other words, around 6.5% are undergraduate. So yes, it's a bit conservative university in terms of undergraduate, but relatively accepts a lot of international students over master's degree. Okay, now let's look at the universities by the ranking of how many graduates went to the big corporations. Sorry, it's all Japanese. Let me explain. The number 1 is Hitotsubashi University, which is very famous for teaching practical knowledge. The number 2 is Tokyo University of Technology. And number 3 is Keio University, which is one of the top private university. And number 4 is Toyota University of Technology. From the name and location, you can guess many of the graduates go to Toyota Motors. And number 5 is Tokyo Institute of Science, and as the name implies, this university is strong in terms of science such as engineering, medical science, etc. How was today's video? Hope it was informative to you. Today, we looked at the overview of Japanese universities and the international students in Japan. And by the way, this is the picture of Hitotsubashi University where the cherry blossoms are so beautiful. So I definitely recommend you to visit here when it's the season. Thank you and have a good day, and I will come back with a new video. Thank you.